Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? This is the Taryn Lamp Show, Season 8, Episode number 14. So this is Season 8, Episode number 14. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. We are here. I used to say hey, Marianne. Hey, love to see you. We're here. I used to say hold on just a second. Hold on 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I gotta shut this door. Okay, I'm back. I had to shut this door. Okay, so we're here. I used to say every Tuesday, but now I'm just doing pop-up shows because, I'm over here living my life. But this is the Taryn Lamp Show again, Season 8, Episode 14. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing. The show is on YouTube at I Am Taryn Lamp, and the show is on Apple Podcasts at The Taryn Lamp Show. So make sure you're doing all those channels, following us on all those channels. We've got some great stories. This show is about positivity and love. Of course, most of you, if you've been watching for a while, know I started this show just to share stories. And we've been going for, goodness, like 3 years. And like I said, Season 8, Episode 14. And it's all about just sharing the positivity and sharing the love and sharing stories. And today, it's about music. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to get like 3 guests on. So usually we just have 1, but today we have 3 guests, and I'm going to try to get them on all at once. So bear with me as I bring everybody in. Thanks, Marianne. Thanks, Lynn. Everybody for watching. Make sure you're liking, following, sharing, and subscribing. The Taryn Lamp Show, and I am Taryn Lamp. Okay, so let's see. And let's see. Felicia. Hello. Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
Let me see if I can get the other gentleman here in.
Okay. Let me back up a little bit.
Let's see if I can get Mr. True and Mr. Vince on with Miss Felicia. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Taryn Lamp Show, Season 8, Episode 14. True. Hello, Delilah. True and Vince. I requested you guys in, so did that work? Let's see. You guys can type in the comments. Are you getting the request? And if you're not getting the request, go ahead and request to be in here. You can just hit invite, and if not, it'll be Felicia and I. We'll just talk about it all. Are you guys type in the comments if you're getting the request? Because I've hit request. So do you guys see invite to join? I'm hitting invite to join. Or do you guys see it? Vince, do you have the latest version of Instagram? And is your profile public? True. I think your profile should be public. So are you not getting it? Because I'm hitting invite.
Tell them to hit, because I requested to.
So try to hit be in Taryn Lamp's video or live.
Let me
try to hit that.
Water.
See if that works. There should be at the bottom of your screen a little camera and a plus sign. And if not, we'll keep trying. Don't worry. Or if
hey, Katrina.
Hey, Katrina. So let me see. Let's see who did that. Okay. Vince. All right, let's get Vince in here. Let's see if it works. I'm hitting accept. So now let's see. We're going to figure this out, guys. Don't worry, because normally I just have 1 person. All right. There's
We got Ken.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get Mr. Vince on here. We are getting it, guys. We are getting it. Vince keeps coming up and wait. Vince. I keep saying accept. Vince, your profile is public, right? Let's see if it's gonna say it. Mm-hmm. I cannot get Vince on, but we are going to keep trying, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep trying. Vince!
Hello.
Woo!
Good evening. Good evening.
We are all on
Touchdown.
here.
Touchdown.
Look at God. Look at God. All righty. So hello everyone. This is the Taryn Lamb Show, season 8, episode number 14. And we have 16 Bars Productions on the line and ready to go. So thank you so much for joining us. They've got a special event coming up, so I'm going to let them share everything with you. But right now, I just kind of want to level set with everybody. Ladies first. So I want to start with Miss Felicia. And if you could share with us, Felicia, your role with 16 Bars Productions, and kind of tell us a little bit about it. Tell us how you got the name. Tell us how we got here today.
All right. Thank you for having us. 16 Bars Productions is a group that is, what word am I thinking of? I had a brain fart. It consists of Ken True Howard and Vince Black Smith. So we're the core of the group, and what we do is we'll bring in other guest artists who want to come and perform with us or work with whatever project that we're working on. So the way this came about, let me just back it up a little bit. Back in the early 2000s, I started working with Ken under Paper Mill Entertainment. And what my role with him was to sort of just promote, maybe manage a little bit, just help me quench that thirst for and my love for entertainment and music and all that type of stuff. I have zero talent as far as singing or rapping or anything like that, but I always liked behind the scenes working and doing that type of stuff. That's where I think I'm more impactful. So Ken and I began working early 2000s with his solo career. And, you know, we kept in touch over the years. So along the way, I met Vince. Vince and I actually worked together. And back in July, when we were at The View for their ribbon cutting, you were there. Ken and I don't even remember what happened. It was sort of like cosmic. We just started talking, and the next thing you know, we're doing a 50th anniversary of hip hop performance, and we have just been going full steam. And when we talked about this, I was like, you got to get Vince, and you know, a couple other people. And here we are. We're ready to tear up The View next week. It's gonna be it's gonna be good. It really is gonna be a great show.
Well, I know you guys are totally excited about it. I know everyone's excited about it. Vince, why don't you give us a little bit about what you guys, you know, have learned through this process, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've learned through the process of getting together 16 Bars Productions, getting together the production itself, and then we'll move on to True for some other things. But why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've learned, or maybe something that's been surprising to you through this entire process?
Yeah, I would just say I just think we did a great job of working through a lot of challenges that we had. First off, we had to come up with an awesome song selection. So we put our heads together to vet out a lot of songs from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So we're very confident with the songs we have. Then, you know, we had to get the team together. I know we all been committed to it since we're like, you know, the board members, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we had different pieces we were trying to work out and work in, and we finally got that team assembled. Then we started doing rehearsals and things of that nature and just getting everybody on board. But I think, and even you know about it because, you know, me and True was over in your humble abode. and we were rehearsing, and I know sometimes we would be discussing the venue issues we had. So and I'll let True and those guys give shots out to some of the people that help us get into the View, because there were a lot of challenges with that. And I know me and True that's committed to just make it happen, and Felicia as well. But I know we were just like, wherever we need to get it done at, we get it done. And the View was the first option. And so we're very blessed and fortunate to be able to do that. And it's going to be a great show. We've already went there, pretty much staged everything how we want, and everything. They've been working with us very well. But there was some rocky points, you know, there were some lows, but now we're riding through the highs. And so it's just going to be a great show. And we want everyone to come out. They won't be disappointed.
They will not be. So Vince, you know what? I should have asked you this before I asked you that question. I should have asked you, because I don't know the answer to this. Tell me about your start in music.
Oh, well, you know, I've been rapping forever. You know, I was like, even as a young guy, like battling on the corners with, you know, older guys. I've done shows. You know, I'd say my first show I did was like 8th grade or something. That was at like Mr. G's on the South Side. I don't think it's there anymore, but I did a show there. And then just from high school, getting with some guys, getting a group, and eventually we formed this group called Black Plague, which was well known throughout, you know, Chicagoland area, you know, Maywood and everything. And we had a host of talented guys, and we did shows everywhere. And, you know, so I've been doing a lot of rap. Then I had my own solo career for Vince Black, where I dropped a few albums and had some performances, had some radio play and things like that. So I just like to say that when I think about Black Plague, you know, it's one of the best groups that never made it. So, but, you know, I guess if you look at it in context of what making it is, we did have a great ride, and we had a lot of success. But yeah, so I had a lot of experience performing and things like that. So, and I was talking to True about it, telling him, like, from, you know, creating the music as far as writing it, and then you got the recording process, and, you know, I actually know how to engineer as well too. So you got a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, aspects of the music. But my favorite is performing, okay. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a show on for you. I tell you, you know, you're gonna love it for sure.
So let me say hello to, if any of these people, Dex Millions. Am I saying that right? I hope. Tommy Guns. It looks like Angie K33. ABK of Trey Deuce. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's one of my people. Trey Deuce, yeah, that's my people. He in Atlanta. He from Gary, but that's one of my guys. I see my cousin, my older speaks. That's my cousin Damo on there. Yeah, so there's people are showing up here. Some of them are people up here. So
he says Famo and Yo with 3 O's.
Yeah.
Not just yo, but maybe it's yo.
You gotta put that emphasis.
Yo,
like, yo, we in the building. We in the building.
So I hope all you guys that are on can make it. We're gonna I did post on my story the promo for the show, so it has the date and time. We're gonna get to that, but it does have the date and the time and the venue on there. It's November 13th, and like they've already said, at the View. So we'll say more about that. We're not gonna get off here without everybody saying, you know, where it's gonna be and when it's gonna be. So True, we're gonna go to you. Let's see, what can I ask you? So maybe what do you think so far has been the most difficult part of the process? The part that, you know, you kind of hate to love or love to hate. What's been the most difficult part of this process getting started?
Yeah, I think Black touched on that. I mean, we had like a couple challenges up front of just trying to get the roster together initially, and then, you know, just trying to secure the venue. But you know, we had several different options that fell through initially, and you know, through God's grace and to help us, like some very important people, like CB, Chris Brown was influential. Our friend Greg Buchanan and Corey Foster and the homeboy Hoop, they really helped us to connect the dots, to get in front of the right people, to you know, allow us to present what we have to folks. I think the challenge was so Vince, myself, Reese Mack, some of the other artists, KK, and Sweet Juices, you know, we're actually recording artists. You know, we have background. We've released our own material, but the scene pretty much is like karaoke now. So it's trying to convince people, well, it's not karaoke what we're doing. It's different, you know, and it's different levels to it. So I think trying to sell our product to some of these venues, I think they didn't really get it right away.
Okay.
And I think that was just a hurdle, but I think everything's gonna be fine moving forward, because, you know, like I always say, we can show you better than we can tell you. And I think after Monday, a lot of questions are gonna be answered, and I think we'll be smooth sailing. But let me double back on one of the questions you asked. I just want to piggyback on something that Felicia said, you know, how we came about with this whole event. When we were actually at the View, I think Felicia was explaining to me how her mother was turning 90 years old this year. And like her idea was to throw a 90s birthday party, like for her mom. And we were just sitting there brainstorming. I was like, dang, you know what would be sweet if we kind of put together like an old school hip hop show to kind of go with it. And then it just grew from there, you know, and everything else that she said, it just came to fruition. You know, we talked about bringing on Vince, and it's hard to bring on Vince if you don't bring on his partner in crime, Soup Man, and some of the other people. Then we knew we needed a girl. So it was just like, okay, who do we know? And then the process sort of just, it blossomed, you know, from that point.
So let me say hi to Emily. Let me say hi to Shay. Let me say hi to Marley. Troy D. Truth, 392. Hello, Troy D. Truth. Hello. Did any of that surprise you guys? And do you think that, you know, because I'm thinking like, okay, venue, and then like you've said, oh, it's not karaoke, it's something different. You know, we're well, I say you guys are, let's say, of the generation where you know you can do the live stuff, right? And you know you can do the real stuff. So did it surprise you that now this is kind of evolved into people saying you have to convince people that it's not karaoke? You know, because I'm thinking to myself, like, did that surprise you, or is that something you were expecting? I'm just curious because, you know, nowadays everything is so fast and everybody wants it right now, and you just get up there and everybody's this. So did that surprise you at all?
I think,
or is it just something you deal with?
It wasn't that difficult to convince people that this was not karaoke, because our initial plan, we were going to have a live band, so that kind of takes away the karaoke vibe. In my dealings, there was only one instance where it was actually presented like, yeah, it's going to be 16 bars karaoke this, and I shut that down immediately because these guys are artists. I mean, I've seen them rehearse. I've worked with Ken in the past. I've seen a little bit of Vince prior to this, and my first thing was, these are art. They're artists. Mm-hmm. This is not karaoke. And I went back to them because we have a group chat, and I said, you know, they try to present you guys as karaoke, and no. I wasn't having that, because these guys, Sweet Juices, Reese, K Kilo, these are artists. And the rehearsal that we just had this past Sunday, looking at Reese and his daughter. His daughter is an artist, and I think it's so beautiful how he gets to have that experience of developing music and developing her, you know, in that daddy-daughter role. You know, her talent is amazing. So no karaoke tags are being allowed here. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, they are not.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I mean, that's good. I just wondered when you guys were when True was saying it, you know, did it surprise you? Because I was thinking, it's interesting. What do you guys have anything to add to that, or do you guys have anything maybe that, you know, you're just totally like? Of course, you're looking forward to performing, but is there anything else you're looking forward to, like for the show, or anything else you can share with people? You know, don't give us all the secrets, but give us something that Felicia, as soon as I said it, she's smiling. So she's got something on her mind that she's looking forward to. Felicia, for either the performance or just you know, keeping it going.
I'm excited about after the show, to be honest. That's what I was thinking about today. That's what I'm excited about, because I know the phones are going to be blowing up. I know they are.
Okay. Gentlemen?
Well, I wouldn't say surprise. I think, you know, and Vince, can attest to this too. I think one of the main things we really wanted to accomplish in pulling off this show is, what we have to keep in mind, these are our heroes that we're getting up on stage to pay homage to. So we try to embody like the personality of the artists in the songs that we're presenting. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to the artists that we're doing their songs in no way possible, but I've become more of a fan of the artists that I'm working with, Vince, K Kilo, Reese Mac, Juices, because the energy and just the amount of preparation and the way that we're delivering this just throughout the rehearsals. I mean, I'm sitting back like as a fan, like watching them through, and this is just rehearsal, and just I'm like, wow, this is really, coming together nice. And I mean, I wish I could enjoy it like as a fan, but since I'm like right there in the driver's seat, I only get to see it as a fan during the rehearsal. So I mean, I second what Felicia says. I'm really looking forward to delivering this performance Monday night and seeing where the future holds us. But yeah, the surprise has been, I mean, I was fans of these people, of these other artists too, Vince and everyone else, but I'm a much bigger fan now than I was 3 months ago. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
go ahead, Vince. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, surprise. I wouldn't say that, because even if someone, had it misconstrued as far as what we're gonna do, it had it confused with karaoke. I mean, that's cool. Just come out and you're gonna see, what we're trying to do. So I didn't really put a lot on that. And just like True said, we just, I said we was blessed to have this talented cast, working together, because even the first selections we had, I think it would have been great too. But now we have some other individuals that came on and they got a lot of passion for it. And man, it's just been a wonderful experience, just working with, the other artists. And we got to mention too that, okay, we first was going with bands. We were actually looking at about 2 to 3 different bands. And then, I believe it was Reese that said, oh, you know what, let's try DJ, So we got to give shout out to E. Jilla. We got my man E. Jill on there, and, with the rehearsals, man, he's doing some amazing stuff, with some of the drops and some of the stuff, just really spicing up the show, taking it to another level. So, yeah, man, it's just going to be, a great show. And, I look forward to the whole thing, the culmination of it, everything. I sent out my I call it my campaign, my blast, my text blast, all that stuff, post up, and I got a lot of people talking about coming out, a lot of my people. So, I was even today on the phone with people talking about coming out. So it's going to be a grown and sexy event, very safe. I just want everybody to know that, just so they know. And, man, it's going to be a wonderful experience. I think it's going to be one of them things that, we're going to record it. You'll see it, but if you don't see it live, I don't think you're going to get the whole essence of it,
So that was the question that, as TJ asked, will it be live streamed? So I think you said it's going to be recorded, right?
Yeah, it'll be recorded. I mean, we could probably have somebody go on live and do something. I don't think we had thought about that part. That's another option too, for the individuals that want to do that. But I know the main recording that we got set up is, an actual recording that we're going to have edited and things like that, and have, put up on, social media, YouTube, what have you. But yeah, that's a good idea. We may, see how we want to work that. And I would imagine people there are going to be recording and going live and doing different stuff as well.
Right.
So.
Were you going to say something, Felicia or True?
No.
Well, before we, I don't know how long we're going to talk today, but
we got time.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention, and I'll mention it again at the end. We have a sponsor who stuck with us from the beginning. When we had a couple, start and stops, we had a sponsor who has been riding with us pretty much from the beginning. I want to give a shout out to David Scott from Vertical Dispensary. He, I didn't have to do much convincing. And he heard what we were doing. He thought it was a great idea, and he is one of our sponsors.
So shout out to the sponsors.
Yes.
And TJ is saying he will definitely support and definitely include on his social media. Hello to The Real Memphis, BJ the Great, and Jordan Ernst. I hope I'm saying that right. 97.
Yeah.
Let's see who else.
So,
yes, go ahead. Go ahead, True.
no, I'm saying that's Jordan from Orland Park, Nick's brother.
Oh, hi.
What's up,
Jordan? Hello. So we've got Grown and Sexy. We are grown and we are sexy. Definitely. So, True. Anything else that you can think of that one thing you said that I liked is that you're a fan, right? So, and I obviously, I know you, obviously. So with you guys, tell us a little bit about, you just being a fan of music, right? Like, I think that most of you have said that you've been a fan of music for a long time. Maybe a little bit about, where that came from. What got you to even beginning to be a fan? And then we have about 15 more minutes. So this next question may take the whole 15 minutes because I feel like it's going to be a debate. And if you are in the chat and you want to answer this question as well, please let us know about you being a fan of music. Tell us a little bit about you being a fan. And then who is your favorite rapper of all time and why?
All right. Well, I think, a lot of us, you grew up in the 70s or like the 80s. I guess even before then, music pretty much raised us. Our parents played music when they were cleaning up. Music just filled the house all, most of the time. And my older brother was a DJ. And I remember when he got his record collection. And I remember him playing like Rapper's Delight and like a few of them other records, early records on like Sugar Hill Records when rap was kind of new. And I'm like, okay, this is different. And I have some of my relatives out of Detroit. They were in like a singing group. And I remember one time I was at one of their shows. I might have been 5 or 6. I was too young to be there, but I was there anyway because my parents were there. And one of my other cousins kind of got up on stage and did a rhyme with them. It was planned, but they played it off like it was impromptu. And like, even though I've been learning or listening to raps on the record, but like actually seeing it live, I'm like, okay, that's what I want to do. And I think, from that moment on, it was like, okay, let me try to put the pen to paper and see what I can create on my own. And, you just grow to love it. And, music gets us through, it's recession proof. It gets us through our good times. It gets us through our bad times. And music, it tells your story. And I've always said, like, just from an MC standpoint, and even when I'm trying to mentor young MCs, if you can't tell your own story through your rhymes, you probably shouldn't be rhyming. So, I think it's like the storytelling and just being able to express your emotions in an effective way. And I think that's the challenge for me, like as an artist, that I always want to get my message across and be felt more so than heard. And speaking on those lines, I think I can't answer that question without throwing a couple of different people in it. But did you say favorite or did you say the best artist of all time? Like,
okay.
Because it's a difference.
Okay, I'm gonna say your favorite. We can do both, but let's start off, go round the robin on your favorite. And Troy D. Truce has been a fan since '96. All Eyes on Me was my Uncle Perry's favorite album, and I've been in love ever since. My favorite is Hove, but True is still in rotation, Legacy. So let's go around the horn on favorite.
Well,
and he says he's only 31.
Well, shout out to TJ. Shout out TJ. So, okay, and it's Tuesday. So, Tupac Tuesday every week. And, Tupac, his legacy still lives on. His music, again, he's filled with emotion. I mean, you could really feel the emotion in his voice, like when he was getting some of his points across. So I would say Tupac is probably the most influential MC and like probably my favorite. I would say I agree with TJ. I think Hove is the GOAT.
Okay, so Tupac is your favorite and Hove is the best. Is that what you're saying? Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Finally.
And I mean, and Nas is like right there too.
Okay. Oh, True. I'm supposed to be calling you True. Favorite is Tupac. Did I miss that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Back to you.
My favorite is Tupac.
And your final answer on your best. You got to give a final answer.
Man, for me, it's a toss between Hove and Nas.
Okay, Hove and Nas. Vince Black, tell us about your kind of, well, you can just go into favorite and best, since I know this is going to take a while for everybody. It's a debate.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, I gotta give it to Hove. I hate that everybody said now it's gonna seem like I'm riding a bandwagon, but I that reasonable doubt thing, and I was there. I felt it. I tasted it. And even though it's at that time he wasn't popular. He wasn't the Jay-Z that everybody know now. So I was on him like people was listening to Master P and different stuff like that. And no disrespect, I listened to some P stuff, some No Limit, but. Hove was speaking some other stuff on Reasonable Doubt, and I remember just a certain time in my life where, it was talking to me. So yeah, I'm going with Jay-Z. That's that's what I feel, and he held us down for so many summers, and now he's a billionaire, all that stuff. So when you look at the whole totality of everything, his whole body of work, but there's a lot of honorable mentions, like you got the Nas,
I knew that you guys picked one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying so many people big, and Pac probably is the most influential rapper of all time. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give him his flowers too. But for me, I would say favorite and best is Hove. Yeah.
So he's favorite and best for you.
Yeah, he was my favorite because I've been screaming that for the longest. Like I said, when it wasn't fashionable to be a Jay-Z fan, I was. So, and I give Method Man, I'm giving him a shout out too. Method Man kind of, influenced a lot of us who was rapping. We got a lot of different rappers. So, but best and favorite, I'm going to say was Hove. Yeah.
Alrighty. So this is the Tier and Lamb Show, Season 8, Episode number 14. We are speaking with 16 Bars Productions this evening. And Troy says 22-2.
Yeah, on Reasonable Doubt. It's Jigga.
Taught us how to rhyme. Felicia, your favorite and the best.
Okay, I'm gonna break up the monotony. My favorite is Vanilla Ice, and no, I'm just kidding. Okay, my favorite, Sean Carter. Got to give it to him. And the most talented or influential, maybe not. I'm gonna have to give a shout out to Kanye.
Okay. Chicago.
Who gets slept on a whole lot, like in the GOAT debate, and I kind of see why, but like LL,
Yeah.
was like very underrated, because I think when he came out, especially when in '87, when like the Bad album came out, and he was doing I Need Love, and then he went off into the TV show, and he was doing commercials. He was labeled a sellout for doing all that stuff, and people kind of tried to, throw him away. But it's like now when you look at, what rap careers are made of, everybody wants their own clothing line. They want to be on TV. They want to be in movies, and he was one of the first people to do it. And on his Walking with the Panther album, if you can remember, Black, he was talking about drinking Don P and with the Bear drugs and doing all that stuff, and then here come Biggie and them later on talking about and his, but he called he took the ass for that, and the next generation like really saw the flowers from the seed that he planted.
Let's keep it real. We gonna keep it clean. LL definitely probably he was the coolest dude like back in that day. You know what I'm saying? You had Run DMC, you had a lot of people Curtis blowing them, but when L hit it, like, you know what I'm saying, especially when he's in like Crush Groove and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's like, man, LL was the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. Back in that day, right. LL was the man. He was going against Kool Moe Dee and all them, but he was the man. That's who you want to be like.
Right.
LL was the man for sure. So that's a good point, bro.
So
Yeah, I think the sex symbol label might have hindered him a little bit. He wasn't quite Will Smith, but he was, because he kind of got slammed a little bit too for being commercial. But LL, he definitely was and still is that dude.
For sure.
okay, so LL comes in there with right under the buzzer.
Right.
We've got
Honorable mention to Rakim too. Like he had a stint where he was the man, and I think the lyrical content, he was the bar that MCs were measured against, for a long time, and still is to a certain extent, with a lot of hip hop purists, like they measure your bars against Rakim and see where you stand. And they don't call him the God MC for nothing.
Yeah, my man Jerry just Slick Rick.
go ahead.
Slick and Beat Daddy. Yeah.
Oh, but you know who else be like they sleep on too, and I want to give them props. I be seeing on like Drink Champs, they always say Scarface versus Cube, and everybody go with Face, and I'm not mad at that, but Cube, he started that whole thing. Like Cube was like, you know what I'm saying, that West Coast thing, that was Cube, man. They be sleeping on, so you gotta kind of throw him in there too.
Well, I mean, Cube was probably the best rapper in the world for a year or two, like in the early 90s.
I give him 2 years. Yeah.
So we've got a couple of honorable mentions, as you guys say, right? In there. Yes, somebody said Slick Rick.
Big Daddy Kane came. If he would have came in the 90s, can you imagine if Big Daddy Kane was on Bad Boy, like when Big and them was on, like, because he was smooth too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
I was always curious. I was always a little curious. Unfortunately, Tupac, his career was cut short as well as his life. But I always wondered what direction he would have gone in if he had lived, because he probably would have branched off into more acting, because he was in a movie that I think came out after he passed away.
Was it Bullet? I think it was.
Yeah. So I always wondered what direction his career would have taken.
You talking Tupac?
Ask another question. Let me ask another question. This is my show. I'm going to ask another question. Favorite female rapper or best female rapper of all time? Surprise! Ding, 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 ding.
Well, that's an easy one for me. I mean, I go Kim, like Lil Kim.
I'm going light. I think I'm going MC Light. That's my first choice. I gotta start going through the mental Rolodex, but I'm going MC Light first off the bat. Cause I remember them times seeing Cha 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 video back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that was a whole vibe right there.
Yeah, she raised the bar without a doubt. Yeah, Light. I mean, it's a slew of female artists, but I mean, usually the top three, you get a Kim, a Light, and maybe a Lauren. You know what I mean? In different order, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
Somebody
Somebody
has a vote for Missy Elliott.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not. When you first asked that question, I was thinking, oh, that's easy, but it really isn't, because you do have the Missies. You have Lil Kim, of course, MC Light, but Nicki Minaj. You can't sleep on her.
Yeah, Fox was cold. Left Eye was cold. Eve.
Oh yeah, Eve.
So it's not that quick.
The Future says Tupac had a movement. Nobody had a movement so impactful at the time.
They haven't since.
No,
right.
Man, like most influential. Period. Like,
Absolutely.
Argue as if somebody was a better lyricist than him. But as far as people loving Pac, nobody gonna have much more love than Pac. It's over with.
Right.
Now that's funny that you say lyrics, Black, because that's one of the things about Tupac that I was thinking of. I didn't really want to go there. He would kind of recycle his lyrics a little bit, and that's why I kind of wondered how much would he have progressed as an artist. He definitely would have been around as an entertainer, be it in movies or writings, because he could write. And I wondered how far the rap career would have, if it would have sustained.
Well, something it,
He
I'm, I'm
top,
I'm
you
sorry.
know.
Something that was interesting to me that I found this out, so we learn so much about people like after they pass away, but they said that Pac wrote so fast, like in the studio, like, you play the instrumental one time and, he's written the song already. Maybe, and it's with most of us, when we get older, life slow down a little bit. Maybe he take his time a little bit more. I think Pac was writing like he knew he was running out of time. And he wanted to make sure he left his legacy. So I think he was just speeding through life at the time. And I think, you get a little bit older, maybe you slow down, you take your time a little bit more with things. Because I think his talent was so broad, from acting to writing to poetry to everything else. I'm sure he would have branched out and become great, like in his second or third career, depending on how long he wanted to, remain in the music industry.
Okay, so we got 4 more minutes, give or take a few minutes. This is the Taryn Lamb Show, season 8. I know 45 minutes goes fast, and this show is usually, guys, 30 minutes. But since we had 3 people on, I wanted to give a little bit more time. The Taryn Lamb Show, season 8, episode number 14. We've been doing this since before COVID. And this show tells me that we're going to have these guys and lady back on again because music, and we started this show, it's just saying music brings us all together, right? I myself only know the lyrics to Jesse's Girl and Working 9 to 5, but music brings us all together because everybody knows those. I bet you everybody on here knows the lyrics to those 2 songs, at least Jesse's Girl. Jesse's Girl?
I know Jesse's Girl. Rick Springfield.
Everybody knows the lyrics to Jesse's Girl. So music brings us all together. So I'm going to definitely have these guys back on here. And Felicia, same. All of us, we need to have this little, whatever this is called, rectangle, back together again. We can have a post show. We can have a post show after the show to review how it went. But
I'm going to try to
things. I want to
screenshot this.
One is something. So we're going to get to all the event. I want everybody to, I want to get to the event. But this is going to tell you who watches the show. This is the question. Has nothing to do with anything except for Felicia might know this. Vince, I know you have no idea, and I know True already knows it. I'm like the crazy cat lady. So every show I end with this question because we know about curiosity and we know about cats. Curiosity, the cat. What are you curious about, Felicia?
I am curious about my future. I'm making a big move at the end of the year, and I'm curious how that's going to go.
Vince Black.
I would just say I'm curious about, how my kids are going to turn out. Because for me, I feel like I lived my life, not saying it's over. I still got a lot of life to live, but I'm very blessed and content, with everything. And I got, I'm very grounded with everything, So I would say, like, how my kids are going to turn out. That's probably what I'm most
True.
Yeah. I'm curious about what is going to be the result of our performance Monday night. I mean, I know I'm very confident in what we bring to the table, but I'm just curious to see what opportunities present themselves in the future for 16 bars and how far we could take it, because the vision that we have is large scale. So, it'll be interesting to see how the chips fall and like how the stars align and what opportunities we're presented with as a result.
Alrighty, and is it on YouTube? So if you're reading the show, Troy, yes, it's on YouTube. I have the channel on YouTube. I am Taryn Lamp. We are going to definitely come back with some more. And if you'd like to be on the show, please make sure you get a hold of me. If you know any of these guys, then they know how to get a hold of me. If you'd like to be on the show, please get a hold of me. I'd love to have you on the show. But we're definitely going to have another music show. I feel like this is kind of for me just saying how music does bring us all together, even if everybody doesn't know the lyrics to 9 to 5. So I'm going to end. I want to let Felicia end us with details of the show and where it's at, what people need to know, when they should be there. I want all the deets of the show. If you could share that with us, Felicia.
Okay, so the 16 Bars production hip hop 50th anniversary tribute performance is going to be the 13th of November. That's Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. We recommend arriving early. It's 7. The address is 1701 West Roosevelt Road. That is in Broadview. The venue is called The View, and it's going to be fire. It really is. Yes.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it's
Free
free, which is a
now.
shame, but it's free. And
For now.
And I just want to give, I've been giving these guys a lot of praise, but I was telling Ken the other night, what has impressed me more than anything is the unit that we have now, the dedication. People showing up for practice on time, wanting to go over the material over and over. Sunday, we were wrapping up and Juices was like, no, we got to go one more time. And they went one more time. The DJ, the fact that the DJ kind of came in, I won't say saved the day, but he kind of saved our performance a little bit because we were having issues with bands and all that stuff. The dedication has been inspiring to me. It actually encouraged me to really focus and hone in more because I was getting a little disappointed with some of the ups and downs we were going through as well. And I really attribute these two guys for keeping me engaged, challenging me a little bit, helping me get back focused because, I'm sometimes I get unfocused. So I love these guys.
Well, I love them and you too. Hello, nephew. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. This is the Taryn Lamb Show, you guys. Season 8, episode number 14. We are going to have these guys and lady back for a post show. And we've learned a little lesson that music brings us all together. So please make sure you are liking, following, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff on YouTube at I Am Taryn Lamp. And on Apple Podcasts, this show will be on Apple Podcasts. The audio version on Apple Podcasts at the Taryn Lamp Show. Please be good to yourself and each other.
Thank you, Taryn.
Flip side. See you at the View. Bye-bye.